Hello everyone, welcome back. Fubar here. And today we're going to be discussing Whipcracker, who is coming in patch 7.2. We're also going to talk lightly on patch 7.2. And the reason why I'm going to talk lightly on it is because I actually want you guys to go check out some other people's videos on it, like H's Game, ePaler, and also Cramit YT. Okay? Now, all those guys have already copied it, and they're pretty well covered, so I don't really need to. And you can also reference to see the skills of Whipcracker in their videos as well. If you're short for time and you're looking for English, I would recommend that you go look at Cramit. If you are either, I can't recognize the language, but I'm pretty sure it's Vietnamese or Korean, please look at H's Game. And ePaler, I believe he has a video in English as well. So Whipcracker is going to be a potential game changer for some units that were left somewhat unviable due to modernization. And I'm talking about the SH. I'm talking about the Martyr MBT, which you guys have heard me talk bad about a lot, because as much as I love the look of a Martyr tank, and I do like its self-healing ability, it was just took too long to train. However, Whipcracker, not only she increases the training time by 10%, and she also increases the troop movement speed by 10%. This officer is definitely going to buff the Liberty medium. The medium, the heavy, and the MBT. It's also going to be a huge buff for helicopters, because helicopters have a long retrain time. And also towards the Vanguard and Martyr helicopters, they're also going to get a speed buff. So, and then you could also, if you wanted to, with the skill tab system, put on Bloody Mary's speed boost, and that will give you 20%. But that's not what I'm talking about. It's the one thing that's very unique about Whipcracker is I think her best pairing will be with this officer right here, Guardian of Truth. And here's why. Whipcracker's Awakened skill gives a 15% additional damage resist, and also gives you a 500 damage coefficient shield for 4 seconds every time you enter combat. Keywords, every time you enter combat. So if you're doing hit and run tactics, that will be very beneficial to you. She also does 1500 damage coefficient every time her skill pops off. And she also does damage negation against normal attacks by, I can't remember, I think it's a significant amount. And she also reduces skill damage received by a significant amount with a 75% chance. So it's definitely worth awakening. This is an officer that I will fully admit is worth awakening. But why is she so good with Guardian of Truth? Well, here we go. Guardian of Truth's damage resist, it actually increases by 10% when in combat. So that if you stack those together, that's an additional 25% damage resist, and when entering combat, plus a 500 shield. Then when you look over here, he already has an additional 15. So that now, when you add it all up, she also gets a 10% on the passive side. So when you add that up, right there between the two officers, you're going to have a whopping 50% damage resist. And now with the skill tab system, this is where it gets ridiculous. If you go over to Argent Flame and you look right over here, you can get a 20% damage resist buffed, and that goes on the officer's troop. It does not have to be an artillery troop. And if you go over to Lady J and you look over here, it's the same one, another 20%. So now you got up to 90% damage resistance. And that's not even counting the camp buff. If you're rocking a camp buff of 5 or 6, you could have a 105 or a 108 damage resist, which is kind of nuts. And that will be huge. So that will make your MBT, your SH, or your helicopter that much more durable. And on top of that, she does a 1500 damage coefficient, and he also does almost pretty damn close to the same amount with the additional skill if you have him awakened. And he increases the firepower of the helicopters and tanks, and he also gets that pen damage boost. I mean, it's a pretty solid officer to use with her. I think it's the best combination for all-out offense in making your field fighting more enjoyable. And the reason why I think the Martyr MBT is going to gain from this the most is because right now, as you can see, on my Guardian of Truth, I'm using him in a pairing with Valkyrie on my helicopter. I have to throw on the passive ability of healing when I'm doing long, dragged out fighting, because I'm hit and run. But the Martyr MBT automatically has that ability. Yes, it doesn't have the extra additional armor plating. It doesn't have the fast retrain time. But it does have additional HP. It does have fast movement. And not as fast as a Liberty MBT, but it is faster than a Vanguard. Now, my question is, could this make the Martyr MBT viable? And could it actually make it a pretty solid unit? And this puts me on the fence, and I'll show you why. If you look over here at my Martyr units, you can see I have a lot of units built up towards getting to a 7.2 unit. I already have a 7.1 bomber, and now that makes me wonder if I should be going for, instead of the bomber, go with the MBT, because here's my thought process. I need a fighter more than I do a bomber, and I already have a Vanguard bomber not a Vanguard bomber, a Vanguard fighter, which is about to go up to 7.2. I just need to get a few more units together for that. A total of four units until I have a 7.2 Vanguard fighter. And over here, all I need is I need a total of, I don't know, 6 or 7 more 6.5s, and it'll be ready to go. And during that time frame, I could easily start working on that officer as well. So it leads up for a massive question. Sorry about that. So, with that said, I also have a Go Plus Plus Martyr MBT barrel as well. So this is definitely making things a little bit more tricky for me on my end. And yeah, also guys, for a quick update, that Paramount thing, the Paramount Ultimate Conquest, as cool as it is, I gotta face the facts that my base is not strong enough to go into that. That's like the best of the best, and I don't have the finance as a majority free-to-play player. I don't have the finances to go into that. My account's not as old as some other free-to-play accounts that could compete in there, so they would put me at a massive disadvantage. So I highly doubt that I'll be able to compete in the Paramount event. So I hope everyone's having a great day. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and comment. And also, you guys guide the content I make on these videos and covering Warpath. So please tell me what you would like to see in the content, what I could do to improve on my content. And with that, I bid you adieu. Have a great and wonderful day.